I sit in the back of the science class unconscious because everything that my teacher's spitting is nonsense. I want to raise my hand to avoid the conflict, but if I raise my hand, I'm not the one he's going to pick. So I sit there, mind in another place, rhyming to myself, different time, different space, displaced, we ain't at the same pace, can't wait for the bell so I can make my escape.
One time, they don't pay me to like the kids. They pay me to teach a lesson, the kids should learn it, I should teach it, they should learn it, case closed.
Is all kids have tremendous talents, and we squander them.
Equity is not giving everybody the exact same thing. Equity is hearing somebody's voice about what they need and providing them with that.
To be truly human is to be truly known, and someone who hides can't be known. We were created to need each other, to be honest with each other, to encourage each other, and to love each other, and that only happens when we're open with each other.
Stephen Covey had the right idea. He said you ought to just throw in a few simple things, like seeking first to understand as opposed to being understood. But one of the things that we never discuss, or we rarely discuss, is the value and importance of human connection. James Comer says that no significant learning can occur without a significant relationship. George Washington Carver says all learning is understanding relationships. And if you were you were chosen to be in my class. Because I am the best teacher and you are the best students, they put us all together so we could show everybody else how to do it. You could get inside your cat.
Inherent wisdom doesn't have to be insider's knowledge. Kids already do a lot of learning from adults, and we have a lot to share. It shouldn't just be a teacher at the head of the classroom telling students do this, do that. The students should teach their teachers.
The main point is that if we continue to look at education as if it's about coming to school to get the information and not about experiential learning, empowering student voice, and embracing failure, we're missing the mark. It's just an infatuation with the culture of one right answer that can be properly bubbled on the average multiple choice test, and I am here to share with you, it is not learning. That is the absolute wrong thing to ask. To tell kids to never be wrong, to ask them to always have the right answer, doesn't allow them to learn. I then challenged the kids to identify someone in their own life or in their own story or in their own world that they could identify that had done a similar thing. I asked them to produce a little movie about it. I asked them to put their own voice over it. It was the most awesome moment of revelation that when you ask kids to use their own voice and ask them to speak for themselves what they're willing to share. The last question of the assignment is, how do you plan to use your life to positively impact other people? The things that kids will say when you ask them and take the time to listen is extraordinary. And I put in front of them an authentic experience that allowed them to learn for themselves. I didn't tell them what to do or how to do it. Here's the thing that you need to get comfortable with when you've given the tool to acquire information to students, is that you have to be comfortable with this idea of allowing kids to fail as part of the learning process. Asking them to communicate ideas in a different way was a little uncomfortable for them. But I gave them the room to just do the thing. Go create, go figure it out. Let's see what we can do. It wasn't about whether or not it was perfect or whether or not it was what I could create. It asked them to create for themselves. And it allowed them to fail, process, learn from. And when we do another round of this in my class this year, they will do better this time.
How powerful would our world be if we had kids who were not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think?
What we do know is, if you're not prepared to be wrong, you will never come up with anything original.
We must think critically and not just about the ideas of others. Be hard on your beliefs, take them out onto the veranda and hit them with a cricket bat. Be intellectually rigorous. Identify your biases, your prejudices, your privileges. Life is best filled by learning as much as you can about as much as you can, taking pride in whatever you're doing, having compassion, sharing ideas, running, being enthusiastic.
What would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? If you say that getting the money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
And insist that they become the best that they can possibly be. And say to her, you know, Miss Walker, you made a difference in my life. You made it work for me. You made me feel like I was somebody when I knew at the bottom I wasn't.
Be an amazing teacher. Share your ideas. Don't take for granted your education. Rejoice in what you learn and spray it.